Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's Mary, and I'm here today with a very special interview and update with 007. Now, you guys may remember her about a year ago. Brianna and I had the very special pleasure of interviewing JB Lopez and 007, who were on Supersize Salon, and they were part of the Beauty Doll Couture Salon, who were basically a beauty salon that catered to plus size women. And Miss 007 here was the stylist in charge. If you needed to be styled, you want to check out Miss 007. And now she's back, and we're here to chop it up with her and to go for an update and to see what's going on. So thank you so much for joining me. And how are you?
Man, I'm much, much better. I was, of course, obviously in a very sad space these past few months, due to Jamie's passing. I don't know if your viewers know, Jamie passed away December the 16th,
Yes.
the week before Christmas, which was very devastating. Christmas was her favorite holiday. Um, and I so happened to be gone. I flew home the morning she passed away that evening, to my hometown, St. Louis, Missouri, for the holiday. So since then, I've just been regrouping, trying to wrap my head around things. And traditionally and typically, um, I take death really, really hard. Like
Right.
I have abandonment issues, depression issues, anxiety issues that I've been dealing with over the years. I think when we last met, I was still grieving the loss of my
And
father.
yes, you were. Yes.
So it was like almost like a double whammy for me because the moment I felt like I was starting to breathe again and be like my normal self,
And we were
Jamie
just coming
passed
out of
away.
the pandemic the last time we interviewed. So that was
Yeah,
that double whammy, being
yeah,
isolated.
yeah, being isolated, and then this happened. But for some reason, when Jamie passed away, I was immediately activated and put to work. It was almost like everything she wanted to do and how she wanted to do it, just that we discussed, um, as far as what to do next in 2023 to kind of get things back booming for Baby Doll and Club Baby Doll. Um, we were discussing. It was almost like she like took over me, and I hit the streets running, and I've done some crazy things in the past 6 weeks that are admirable. I'm very excited to talk to
And
you
so
about.
that's been your coping mechanism, basically, is to take the streets running and to accomplish your goals.
Exactly, exactly. I spent like a year and a half. Of course, we had COVID. Then I spent another year and a half in bed and in the house. After my dad, but with Jamie, it was almost like she was like, "No, friend, we're not doing this again. Don't mope for me. Let's go to work." And that's what I've been doing.
So let's talk about some of the projects you've been doing. I see that you're hosting some shows in Vegas. We have some plus
Yes,
size modeling shows going on. Let's talk about it.
yes. So I started out with the Curvy Girl Brunch, the Curves and Cocktails, and that was very successful. That was the first event I did in her honor. Jamie and I met because she booked me through her Club Baby Doll,
Right.
and that was like 7 years ago. And we kind of just fell in love with each other since then. We've been pretty much inseparable. Of course, obviously, when she asked me to move here, we became more closer. But the our last few conversations were about how to get some money, how to make more money, and create a new revenue of income and get Club Baby Doll back up and running. So that's been kind of like on my heart and my mind. Some things happened, of course. I don't know if you know this, but um, the other cast members and I are at odds, so we haven't been speaking since even before Jamie's passing, but even more so, it's gotten worse since her passing for whatever reasons that I'm just kind of tired of discussing. But I've always had Jamie's best interest at heart, and for sure, one thing she had done was the last thing she had given me was the admin, making me the admin of her Club Baby Doll page.
Okay.
And what we had planned to do together was bring back the club environment for the plus size and super plus size community. And so that was really important to her, to create a safe space where everyone is welcome, no matter your size, but specifically for women of our caliber.
Right.
um, and so when she passed away, that was kind of what was activated in me, because that was like literally before I left town, one of the things we met about and talked about and discussed. So I just immediately got activated. I chose not to use the baby doll brand due to certain circumstances. I was removed as admin from the group. It's a whole lot of just mess you don't really want to
Right,
have
right,
on
right.
your show today. But because I know this is what she wanted me to do specifically, I'm doing it anyway with boldness and courageousness as I can, which as much of that as I can, because I had to realize I was Miss 007 before this show. I've had more followings than everyone before this show, except Jamie, of course.
Right.
But I can do this without the umbrella of Baby Doll and the backing of Baby Doll. And so
Exactly.
that's what I'm doing. And to
You have
my
your spirit and you know you can do it and you're doing it.
yeah, and to my surprise, in 6 weeks now, with the brunch that I only did the brunch once, but since the brunch I started a weekly event called Thick Thursdays, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a weekly model search
I've seen it.
where I'm
Yes.
scouting, because that was another thing Jamie and I talked about. We always have problems finding girls for like prompt two photo shoots or prompt two events. So I've got like 50 models now. Um,
There we
in
go.
6 weeks, where we just needed girls for modeling, photo shoots, and me particularly as well. I put out a new music project, so I need girls for photo shoots, product shoots for my bras and lingerie.
Right.
I need girls for street team and parties. So I kind of in 6 weeks have built this thing up to where now my events are meeting capacity. Like there, you have to make reservations to get in. Like there, it's just has blown up to the magnitude. I have the best
You are
DJ
creating an empire,
in the
girl.
city. It's been crazy, and I'm just excited about it. I'm so grateful to God. I'm thankful for Jamie for putting this in me, because I actually was a party promoter back in the day when I lived in St. Louis over 10
I
years
remember
ago.
when we interviewed you, you talked about parting promoting, and you also talked about during the pandemic how you and other people you know learned to develop side hustles and businesses because of the pandemic, and
Yeah.
how you started doing pop-up things and pop-up businesses, and how now I could see this is spilling over to what you're doing now with the Thick
Yeah.
Thursdays and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, and it's going crazy. I can believe it, but I almost can't believe it.
Right.
Someone tried to call me. I can believe it, but I almost can't believe
Right.
it.
Right.
Because it's happening so rapidly. But the things she left with me to do, I feel like just brought back to life what was already sitting dormant inside of
Exact.
me for so many years. Like when the music took off, I wasn't throwing parties anymore. I moved to LA and it was all about the music. And then it became about fashion. And then it became about Vegas for Jamie.
Right.
So it's just been a huge shift and change and just mind blowing experience to just see what I've been able to accomplish in 6 weeks with a few friends who believed in me, who are also from my hometown. Like, you got to pull it together. You got to get outside. You'll love Vegas once
Exactly.
Vegas starts loving on
You
you.
can't be doing anything
And
in the house, girl. You got to get out the house, hit the
I
streets,
was
and
in the house with Jamie all the time. So it was like her program. And now it's like my program with her backing. So it's like,
exactly.
it's super cool. I'm excited. It's good, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful, because I'm actually able to do it my way, and it's working. So
So, is there anything new with the music going on right now?
yes, on my birthday, I dropped a new EP, it was intended to be an album, but I guess I didn't read the fine print. Or, but my manager submitted it as an album, but they posted it as an EP
Is
because
your
it wasn't.
is your brother still your bro manager?
Yes, yes.
I remember that from the last interview. Okay, you gotta get him to read the fine print. Okay.
No, no, because I've never dropped an album before, and this was actually a surprise, and I didn't know that an album had to be 30 minutes in length. I knew it had to be 6 songs.
Okay.
Which is why we included Important and re-released Important on that. But it had 30 minutes in length, and I'm assuming he might not have known either, but they uploaded it as an EP. And so, which is fine because now I still get to put an album out.
There
This
you
was a
go.
rush
But the
project
more you
of
know, there you go. It has to be at least 30 minutes in length.
yeah, we didn't do a whole lot of promo on this because it was a surprise. It was for my birthday.
Right.
My brother wanted to do something special for me. He knew that I had we had recorded these songs. A couple of them we recorded a couple years ago, but the others are new. And I was ready to put out this project. I had also, the week of my birthday, had a huge sync with Creed 3. One of my songs from my EP that I put out through my licensing company while we were taping in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
2021. That EP dropped, and one of those songs was placed with this huge movie, Creed 3, with Michael B. Jordan. So that was super, super cool to experience all of this, putting out this project. And this project is really personal to me, too. It's named after the leading song, Myself. And Myself is kind of like me coming into a female Kanye kind of situation where,
Oh.
without the mental health issues, of course, but um, it's just really expressing who I truly am and what I represent and how authentic I am, unapologetically, without any guard up, and just wanting people to know who I am as a person, and not so much as this character that some of these other girls have seen because they've only known me when cameras are around, or
Right.
those
Right.
who have these misperceptions of me who think they know me but they don't.
Right.
This project really is me on
It's
the
the
table.
true you. It's the true you
Yeah,
in music, on paper, in song.
yeah.
It's the true you.
My true expressions on everything, life, living, what I've been through, partying, everything, all the way through from beginning to end. It's the true expressions of Miss 007.
Right. So, how was filming Superside Salon? Like, how was the actual filming experience? Having cameras everywhere you turn, feeling like they're going to follow you into the bathroom practically. Like, how was all that?
It was an experience. I mentally wasn't there all the way because, again, my dad had passed away 3 months previous to us airing. Taping. I'm sorry. I did not even want to be there. My brother had to literally fly out here and get me out of bed, help me with wardrobe every single morning because I was a mess. I was
Right.
a wreck. And I feel like every day I had to be an actress more so than a reality TV personality because I truthfully did not want to be there. But I'm so grateful that I didn't let this opportunity pass me, and I was able to experience this with Jamie and all the things that we talked about doing, and even the clips when I look back at us on the strip and riding the scooters, all of that. Like, I'm so grateful that she got to experience those things.
Right.
I'm trying not to cry, but
I know, I
I'm
could
so
see.
grateful that she got to experience those type of things, and
I
I was there to be a part of it.
exactly. You got to make
Um,
those memories with her at least, you know?
yeah, yeah. But it was very hectic because, again, nobody really got to see my true character and how fun I am and how loving I really am because it was always a fight every day for me to be there, and then there was always a fight on set every day.
Exactly,
So
because we all know stirring the pot and the dramatics part of it, and then you have a camera in your face, and
I'm trying not to be crying about my dad every day. But then everybody's like, she's moody. And I'm like, no, this other one is just messing with me and I don't like this.
right,
Like,
right,
leave me
and you're
alone.
already emotional because of your
Yeah,
dad. So yes, I am moody, but not because of the reasons why you're thinking. So leave me alone.
exactly. That's literally how it was every day. Everything you just said was what
Mm-hmm.
it was. It was like, yes, I'm an emotional wreck. Yes, I'm not okay. But it has nothing to do with you. You are the furthest thing from my mind, my thoughts, my feelings,
Right.
everything. Like my mom had to even come out here. Like it was a lot. And she got to be on the show and get a makeover. And that made me feel good too, because I was able
I
to
remember that.
experience
Yes.
that. Jamie and my parents talked a lot because I talked to my parents a lot. And Jamie and I were always together. So she didn't get to meet my dad. It was very important, just for her to meet my mom. So that was really cool too, because Jamie and I were family. And we were beyond like coworkers or friends or
Right.
business associates.
She was
We
family.
we were family, more so than she was with the other girls. So for me, this was like a everyday life change for me. Like this, my entire world shifted when she passed away because I was here for her. I was here every day with her. We worked together every day, even if it was just on the phone some days. So it was a different change, but airing the show, I feel like was worse than taping. I
Okay.
feel like watching it back
Okay.
was way worse than being there in the moment. Being there in the moment was like, okay. And every day I was stressed out, fine. But watching it back caused so much pain, like for
Why?
Jamie and I.
Why?
Because I can remember how I really felt in those moments.
Okay.
And I was really, like you said, hurting in another way. And everything I was doing and saying was being manipulated. And not from the producers and editing, because most of the scenes were played pretty much all the way out. There were some clips that were taken out, but nothing was like altered, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
sometimes they'll switch some stuff around and
Mm-hmm.
alter, but it wasn't like that. It was just moments that were painful to watch, and or I didn't know they said that about me, or things like that. Like so, even after taping, after it aired completely, and Jamie and I tried to sit down and watch it again, we couldn't. We couldn't
Wow.
because it was just. It felt like so much. It was just. I don't know, and it was. And
Wow.
again, this had nothing to do with the editing. It was really
Right.
these
It
girls.
was right, just the emotions of the scene and you remembering it, like transporting you back, and you just could, yeah,
It was like
I get it.
yeah, and the producers warned us. Of course, they were like, remember, these were things that were said. This is not how people felt in the end. This is what it was when it started, and blah, 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 blah. But as it continued, it was like, no, these girls really feel like this. They really think like this. Because this is how they act off camera, too. So it's like,
Wow.
it was not, it was sad. It was
Mm.
sad to watch. And it was sad to watch my friend go through her emotions with it because this is really the biggest moment of her life. And who would have thought 2 months later she'd pass away?
Right.
Like all of this was nobody really knows how she felt but me and DeMarco. And it was not she was really upset with a lot of things that were said, a lot of things that were
How is
done, a lot of
DeMarco doing? How is he doing?
DeMarco is coping. He is not okay still. We texted the other day because this is like our first outside of Christmas because I wasn't here, but like being in Vegas, this was like my first major holiday without Jamie. And I usually would traditionally either cook at her house or cook at home and take food over to her. And I was just like, man, when I was making my dressing and I was making, the stuff that she loves of mine, my
Mm-hmm.
greens and stuff like that, it was like, oh, I'm so used to her being like so excited.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I can't wait. Is it done? Is it done? Bring
Yeah.
me some. Let me taste it. Like, I'm just so used to the baby doll
Yeah.
that it was like so weird
I know.
over the
Yeah.
past weekend. Like, but I still did it. I cooked. I thought about her. I cooked with
Mhm.
love. I laughed a few times just thinking about things she would be saying if she was here. But she, that's when DeMarco texted me and was like, man, one thing she did was make sure we celebrated the holidays the right way. And just how much we just truly miss her. And it's funny because everybody knows I hated DeMarco on camera, and it was
Yes.
even
Yes.
worse off camera because I had to deal with him every day because she would
Yes.
only allow me and him around her. And so now him and I are just the best of friends. And I'm not gonna say best of friends. We haven't really hung out, but he did bring me a lot of her stuff, like
Right.
huge photos of her, clothes of hers, those mix, couple of those mix she liked to wear. And he just made sure that I had some things to remember her by. And I'm grateful for that. And because he didn't have to do that. Like, I
Right.
drug that man through the mud. And I feel like if I can reconnect and start over with DeMarco, it should be easy peasy with these girls. And it's not, because at the end of the day, I think they have some sense of entitlement. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all about them. Because if it was about Jamie, we could put all this shit aside and just, we don't have to be friends, but it could be cordial. Like, I didn't even go to the memorial that they did for her. And I'm saying they because it started out as me putting it together and including them to try to help me. And we do it together to them like moving around me and dealing with some of Jamie's other friends from before she moved to Vegas and kind of doing it with them in LA versus doing something here and then kind of excluding me from the planning of that. So I just was like, I'm not going to go there in that type of energy because Jamie would have hated that. And I could literally see me somewhere sitting in a corner by myself and they're in another corner laughing and kicking. Like, I just didn't want to be a part of that energy. And I felt totally excluded from the planning after I initiated the planning. So it just was really weird and the vibes was off and I didn't want to be a part of that. But it's okay. Her
You just
family
move
reached out
on.
to me.
You just
Yeah,
move
her
on.
family reached out to me and I reached out to them and they had invited me to her private memorial. So I was able to go do that and present them with the memoriam from the mayor of Las Vegas. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, I did.
Um,
I did see that.
yeah, the
Yeah.
plan was to get her a proclamation, but they don't give proclamations to people after they've passed away. So
Oh,
she
okay.
gave me the memoriam instead.
Okay.
And so I thought it was only right to give it to her mom,
Right.
despite what people know or think about what her relationship was with her family from reading her book and
Mm-hmm.
knowing Jamie and how she felt about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I still felt like it was only right to give it to her family. So I went to California and gave it to her mom and attended their private service. And we did a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful butterfly release. Um, and it was just really nice. And I was able to, feel like I was able to really say my goodbyes. They had, her urn was there. They cremated her,
Right.
and things like that. So it just felt like I had a sense of closure to my friend, despite anybody, family, wannabe friends, cast members, whatever, to my friend holding her urn. And, I felt like I got
You
my
had
own
your
personal
closure.
closure. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So what's in the 5-year plan for you? Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years, girl?
5 years. Let's see. We're taking over Vegas this year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in the plus size community and fashion industry. We're most likely going back to LA if that's where I'm supposed to be, Just depends on where the universe guides me. Um, I haven't heard any word with the season 2 or in any affiliation with the Baby Doll Beauty Couture brand. So I just don't feel like unless these parties keep me in Vegas and make me some sort of plus size phenomenon here, I don't see any need for me to really stay.
Okay.
Um, because again, I was here for Jamie. But so yeah, definitely either relocating back to where I want to be, which is LA. And Jamie knew that. So it's like, oh my God, she's leaving Baby Doll. It's like,
Right, right.
no, I can't really be a part of Baby Doll anymore. Um, well, let me just say that's what it feels like. I feel like I've been X'd out of the Baby Doll. And so, even though I'll always be a Baby Doll.
You'll
Um,
always be a baby doll at heart.
yeah,
Your
yeah,
heart will always belong to the baby doll.
exactly. So, with that, I'm gonna keep soaring, keep doing more music. Gonna definitely be hopefully mobilizing my business soon. I'm doing a huge crowdfunding thing where I'm raising $150,000 through my fans and through my family and friends to get a mobile vehicle that will be big intimates on wheels. Basically, I'll be doing pop-up glam services, weddings, birthday parties,
Wow, that
custom
sounds
wardrobe,
fantastic. Okay.
pulling up at the beach, doing custom bikinis, and pretty much it's gonna be built out like a party on a bus.
Okay.
So the bus is gonna be the main attraction, but I'm gonna be pushing out of course, my intimates and things like that through
Oh,
this
good.
venture. Um, and then hopefully I'll have a baby and find true love.
I was
That's
going
what
to
I'd
ask
love
you
to
the
happen for me.
personal, like marriage, babies, anything, along those lines in
Not
5 years?
in, nothing locked in, but it's within my 5 years. I just turned 39. Like I'm
Okay.
also older than everyone, so I'm like, look, I'm the real mama bear, and I gotta really get my shit together because I am ready to like. I never took time to stop and start a family. I've been so driven and just on top of my music and making money and traveling all
Career
these years.
focused. Maybe it's time to, focus on something else for a little bit.
I want it to all come together though. I don't want to slow anything down. Like every year, I feel like I'm just getting started. So, and my intimate business has only been running. I've been doing music 15 years. Music, I'm not saying I'm putting it on a back burner, but I do very well. I make a lot of money on my music. It's not the traditional music that most artists see. But just because you're not in the spotlight don't mean you ain't making no money. I've had 6-figure years for the past 2 years with licensing and syncing, putting my music, getting my music spotted with movies like I said, um, Creed 3. I last year had Fast and Furious 9. Like there's just so many things that are happening for me that most people don't see that's really keeping me as successful as I am today. It's
Exactly.
not just because my song went viral 8 years ago and people remember me, but even so, like if I put out a song 8 years ago and people still love me and people still want me around and still booking me off this one song, that's a blessing too. But it's a lot to me that people don't see that keeps me being who I am.
That is that is so
It's
true.
fashion, it's love, it's family, it's lots more money for the next 5 years. We're gonna be a millionaire.
I want all of that for you. I want all of
Yeah.
that for you and more. So before we wrap up, do you have a message that you want to give to the fans?
I would say never let anyone discourage you from doing what it is that you want to do. Even if they feel like they're putting blockers up to try to stop you, move forward with your plan because you never know where your blessing truly lies. And anything that's for you is for you, and no one can take from you. So, yeah, despite what anybody says, what anybody does, I've had people hate on me, move venues, cancel my events, do all kind of things, but that never stopped me. And now in 6 weeks, I've built something up that's become so crazy, and so many people know me in the city and all around, and are just thankful that I'm even thinking about us as a community and doing this. So I'm just super excited. Don't quit. Don't ever give up. Keep going. And you got this.
Let everybody know where they can find you on social media. Drop the handles so they can find you.
I got a few things I want you to look up. If you're looking for merch, you already know I have the glasses, I have the fishnets, I have the t-shirts to match all my music and all my slogans. So you can go to Miss007merch.com, MZ007merch.com for the merch. You can also, if you want to book me for any public speaking, performances, wardrobe styling, any of that, you could go to bigintimates.com or Miss007music.com. And lastly, my social media is pretty much Miss007 Music on most platforms. MZ007 Music is my handle if you're looking for me. And yeah, that's it.
And I will put all of those in the description box of the video. You could find her. And thank you so much for joining me, for giving us an update.
Thank you for
and
having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay. See you soon. Bye-bye.